Not Nerd Podcast, Episode 323, Actual Loofahs.
Welcome to the Not Nerd Podcast. I'm Nate Heath, and we are here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
And for the first time in forever... Oh, sorry. I got a little wrapped up. I've been running live streams for a Frozen Junior performance all weekend long. So forgive me if I just break out in song.
Yes, you are well ingrained. I did get to watch part of the test stream and give you some an external perspective on it. But yeah, pretty cool little project. Do some live streaming and use your new pick of the week.
Last week's pick of the week, the A10 Mini. So it's working beautifully, by the way. I do wish that it had just a couple more features, but for the bang for the buck, you just cannot touch it.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, let us get into some follow-up. A couple things from last week. First of all, the mayor of the city in, is it Sweden, where Jeff Bezos' super yacht is being made?
I believe so.
They're not going to be dismantling the bridge. And I heard it being discussed on another podcast. And who knows? You would think, because this yacht manufacturer is on the other side of this bridge, that they would have thought ahead of time when making super yachts. But maybe I'm guessing they probably never made one as large as the one that Jeff Bezos is purchasing to replace. I think he already has a super yacht.
And it's unfortunate that it's not in London, or we could say London Bridge is falling down.
Yes. Only if. The headlines.
Yes, the Tower Bridge, I think, is large enough above the water to accommodate a super yacht. So it would be a moot point anyway.
You would hope so. And I also, on another podcast, they were talking about the Facebook stock drop. Do you know who the previous largest stock drop was before Facebook stock drop last week?
Was it Facebook?
It was Facebook. So apparently they now have the two largest stock drops on record. And I'm looking at the 1 week stock price. It's currently at 220. It was up to 232 during the week, down to 217. But I will remind you that it was at 320, so it's hovering around $100 less than it was. So pretty much a one-third drop of their stock, which, oof.
And I'm still gambling that it'll go back up because the world is a terrible place, and so Facebook will win.
Will succeed.
Yeah.
Yes. I was looking again, and I realized I did have a small amount of Facebook stock, and I was like, I'm going to buy some more because it's going to go up. And you texted me shortly after and said, "Oh, did you see Facebook? It went even further down." To go, you want to know why? Because I bought some.
Yep.
That's how it works.
Yeah, you can always count on us to affect the stock market negatively by buying in at that exact moment.
Yes, indeed. And I also want to do, in our new weekly segment, Text Messages with Mike. We were talking about his laptop, and we got into some conversation this last week, and he was explaining, while it's a good gaming laptop, it's also just a really excellent laptop overall, and gave us some comparisons to Apple's, I believe the one you have, the MacBook Pro that you have. But yeah, and he said that one of the reasons he likes that as a gaming laptop is because it doesn't have neon lights and rainbow keyboards and dragons on the back. It looks like a normal laptop.
What are you even doing playing games on that thing then?
Yeah. I didn't think they would let you play games if it didn't have a rainbow keyboard and lights, strobe lights.
That's the type of computer you can just open really big spreadsheets on.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. Lovely spreadsheets. Brings flashbacks to a project I worked on that had a massive spreadsheet that was no fun to use. And speaking of spreadsheets, Microsoft had their February Patch Tuesday last week.
Yay, Microsoft.
I think they were down a little bit this month. They only fixed 48 flaws in 1 0 day. So.
And for those of you who aren't aware, the 0 day is where somebody could just break in.
It's out in the wild and ready to go. Yes. Yeah, so a whole range. So just our monthly reminder, keep your computing devices updated for security and other reasons.
Yeah, it's funny. There are some people who still kind of ask me occasionally, there's a new update out. Should I do it? Unless there is like something majorly wrong, you should always do it.
Yeah.
Now I will say, like for iPhones and stuff in the past, there have been some weird bugs where it's like, somebody lost their music library or something like that. So rare.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
It's probably more likely that someone's going to hack your phone than there will be an error that allows you to lose data.
Yes. And it's a good reminder, one backup is none backup.
Yes, Nate, that is a terrific reminder. One backup is none backup. You can't move forward unless you back up. Behold, the power of backup.
Yes, thank you for that. It's going to catch on one of these days, and we'll get everybody backing up. In the Cryptowatch / we are the most nonpartisan tech podcast on the internet. Thank you, Future Dave. Thank you to Future Dave for getting both of those sounders crammed in there.
Yeah, all the editing that I'm going to have to do.
Yes. So we were talking about the weirdness of the GoFundMe for the Canadian Trucker Convoy, and that whole thing, and they switched over to Give, Send, Go, and I think they've raised like $8 million, but now I believe it's the Ontario government in Canada is trying to restrict those funds. Well, I found an article that they've also raised over $450,000 using Bitcoin. So there's Tallycoin, which is a crowdfunding platform built on top of Bitcoin, which allows you to do crowdfunding fundraising. So they are currently, so it looks like it does it in, I pulled up the website. Satoshis, they are at 2.2 billion Satoshis, which are the smallest portion. You can change currency, so let's go to the US dollar. So 920,000 as we record this podcast, which I have seen a lot of discussion of with GoFundMe just being able to, try to keep this money and give it to other people and all this stuff, that both cryptocurrency and cash have some advantages in this world still to go.
I'm a nice guy, and if they want to give me all the money so that I put it in my bank account to hold it for them,
yes,
and meanwhile making interest and all that stuff, I'll happily do it. I mean,
why not? There you go.
And I'm sure my bank, you can do, I think transfers don't cost anything if people just want to transfer money.
Transfer money, and then you can make interest, just like we were talking about with Starbucks, where they have all that gift card money and they're just making pure interest. And there was also within Cryptowatch, Alfa Romeo, which I was not aware they were still making vehicles. They have unveiled their new electric hybrid SUV with NFT blockchain technology. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, oh my goodness, they're doing NFTs for their cars, but I think this actually has some merit to it.
Okay, I am completely in the dark on what this involves.
So their new Tonale SUV will include an NFT and blockchain technology where it will record vehicle data, generating a certificate that can be used to assure the car has been properly maintained with a positive impact on its residual value. So kind of like Carfax, only moving to the blockchain. The only problem I saw is it says the data can only be recorded if you take it to the authorized dealership or whatever to get it worked on every time. So,
of course, yeah. And if you have to ask how much an Alfa Romeo costs, you can't afford it.
Yes. And Alfa Romeo, owned by Stellantis, formerly Fiat Chrysler. So there you go. This week in car company mergers.
Yeah.
But yes, I probably will not be, but they are trying to move to all electric, I think by the end of the decade. But it says luxury automaker has sold less than 19,000 vehicles a year since 2019, down from a peak of 23,800 in 2018. BMW, which Alfa Romeo was supposed to rival, sold 93,000 vehicles in the fourth quarter of last year in the U.S. So Alfa Romeo, vehicles that most of our listeners will not even encounter.
Yeah.
But something you will encounter, Dave's Pro Tip of the Week.
Now, with the bevy of different streaming services out there, let's take a quick tally. We've got Amazon Prime, we've got Disney Plus, we've got NBC's Peacock, we've got CBS's Paramount Plus. The list goes on and
Hulu,
on.
and did you say Hulu?
And then every channel you can think of.
Yeah, HBO Max and
A&E.
Oh my goodness.
Probably PBS.
Probably.
Wallace and Gromit probably has their own streaming channel or whatever. So it's easy to forget about Netflix, that Netflix is still out there.
Yeah.
And Netflix
still a thing?
Yeah, it's still a thing. And people and they're constantly trying to remain relevant by creating their own content. They were very smart and saw the writing on the wall that a lot of their content was going to go away. So they had to start making their own. But today's tip, if you are a Netflix subscriber, there is a beautiful website, and I've encountered it or something like it in the past. And the website is called netflix-codes.com. Most of us watch TV through our set-top box or our phone these days, or through our iPad. So for this, you're going to have to visit the website. And I suppose you could do it through your iPad or your phone. I don't know, does the Netflix website play through your mobile device?
I don't know if it does or if you have to have the app.
I'm not exactly sure.
But you could add items to your favorite list or your watch list or whatever you have via this website or method.
Yeah, so all that being said, Netflix-codes.com breaks down the genres of Netflix. And it's kind of neat to peek behind the curtain to see how they organize stuff. Yeah. And I got to be honest, I go through the list of genres there, and there's not very many, and it's always pimping these types of genres that I don't even care about.
Yeah.
Let me think of a weird example, like westerns starring shirtless protagonists that take place on the moon or something like that. It's like, why would I want that specific? Well, if you're not into that type of thing and you're not happy, go to this website. They've got stuff such as kids music. Did you know that there's kids music category on Netflix?
No.
How about showbiz dramas? Belgium movies? Let's see. Film noir. I mean, you can't find that just by scrolling through the little app. You got to get into this.
You got to get deep. And I'm very curious looking at this website. So there's anywhere it looks from like a 2-digit code up to like a 5 or 6-digit code for each of these categories and the subcategories. Like under comedies, mockumentaries, that code is 26, just 2 digits. And then you go down one to musicals, comedies, it's 13335.
Yeah. So they've got an overall category like sports movies, 4370, and then basketball movies are 12762. So yeah, there's no rhyme or reason. If this were me, it would be sports movies, 4000.
Yeah.
Basketball movies, 4001.
Yeah.
Baseball, 4002.
That seems like that would make sense to me. You can go to 6998 for satanic stories.
Yeah, I was looking in the thriller section, and you like thrillers, you want to watch thrillers. Well, you can watch action thrillers, classic, crime, foreign, gangster, independent, mysteries, on down to supernatural thrillers. Wow. So you don't have to look at these gross categories. You can get very finite and detailed categories through this website. So if you're looking to find something very specific, this is the tool for you.
I really like that. I'm gonna dive into this and try to find some of these, because there's like, even under the documentaries, there's 15 different categories, and a lot of them categories I might not like foreign documentaries, because I just, but if I was looking for political documentaries, you could go straight to that section, add them to your watch list, and then you've got them ready to go. Or your army dramas, which is code 11.
Yeah, and if you were in Sweden or wherever that bridge was, you could look under the foreign section and just look for Scandinavian movies.
Now,
and there you go.
On a quick scan here, I set up to 5 or 6 digits. Then if you're under the foreign movies section, Turkish movies, the code is 1133133. So it's 7 digits. Like, why? There's not a million categories. Why did they? I don't understand this.
And it's only got 2 numerals represented, a 1 and a 3. Like, Is that relevant? I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, you have to sign into Netflix. I was gonna dive us in even deeper on that, but I will save our listeners and move on to our takes of the week. Apple announced this week, which is kind of interesting, middle of February. Usually you would hear this kind of thing come, WWDC or maybe even in the fall at a product announcement, but they have announced that they will be implementing tap to pay on iPhone. Now, you've got the Cash App, you've got the Apple Card, and then you have like Stripe, and I mean, there's a million different services where you can take money on your phone, but with like Square, we all know the Square readers. They have the little ones that connect in through, used to be the headphone port, then the lightning jack. Now they have a wireless one. Well, using the NFC in the iPhone, your phone would actually become the pay terminal. So somebody could use their phone or their credit card and just tap your phone and pay you, which is very cool. I actually had, I was DJing probably about a month ago, and somebody wanted to give me a tip. They didn't have cash, as many people don't. And I've taken them before with all the other Square Cash, whatever, Venmo is a very popular one. Well, he wanted to use Apple Cash, so I gave him my phone number so that he could text message me Apple Cash, which is kind of weird because now he's got my phone number. If he wants to send me more money, that's great at any time. But I think this is going to be a really good thing. And the way I understand it is they're building the technology so that Venmo or Square or anybody, and PayPal, which half of the companies are owned by the same company anyways, they would be able to build this into their app, which would make it very nice. And one of the things, and I meant to get out, I've got my old Google Pixel 3a phone that I bought several years ago. And when I used to carry that and my iPhone, I believe there was times where I would go to put my iPhone next to my Google phone, and it would pop up like the Apple Pay thing, like it was doing tap to pay. So I think Android's already had this feature, but it'll be nice to have it on iPhone because I had a bunch of the old Square readers with the headphone jack, and it's like, well, I'm not going to carry the extra dongle to do the Square adapter to do the other thing. You have to plan
ahead with all that stuff. Like if somebody randomly wants to give you money, it's like, let me go back to my house and get the Square reader or something.
Yes. Oh, you don't carry it in your pocket at all times, Dave?
You know what? I got one when they were free the first time I signed up for an account. I have no idea where it is.
I let somebody borrow. I have the actual wireless tap to pay one, but I think I have the other, maybe the lightning. I have way too much tech. We know that.
Nate, I'm going to challenge you at your little booth at the bar that you DJ at. You just need to make a little nice sign that says tips are always welcome.
Yes.
And have the little tap terminal there, or have your Venmo
QR codes. I've talked about doing that, and I actually had sent myself an email reminder, and then I was like, I just feel weird. Like, I don't need tips. I appreciate them, but it's like, it would make it easy to have, PayPal, Square Cash, whatever on there. Just have the QR codes. I could have my little Square reader. I could really make it easy for people to tip me. But
well, if somebody gave you a tip, you could give them a tip back. Don't drink and drive.
Oh, there we go.
That's
See,
a good tip.
I'll give out tips for free. Mm-hmm. Something you do not want to talk about drinking and driving, the SpaceX Starship. Dave.
Well, that would be quite an experience, would it not?
Yes. So the Starship, this massive Elon Musk rocket ship, what do you know?
I don't know much about it. It's big, it's shiny, and it goes to space.
Yes. The Starship, and again, on one of my mini tech podcasts, they were talking about it. I believe this is the largest spaceship.
Yeah, and I think the big draw for this one is it's fully reusable, which is awesome. And you can carry passengers and cargoes to not only Earth's orbit, this dude can also muster up enough energy to get people to the moon, Mars, and beyond.
And beyond.
So this is the piece of rocketry required to do that type of work. It's probably analogous to the old NASA Saturn V rocket that was just a behemoth.
Yes. Yeah. It is crazy what they're doing with some competition in the space race. But yeah, the Starlink, I'm sure, or Starship. Yeah. I'm sure we'll be hearing more about this. I think they're getting ready to do some more flights on that. But pretty cool.
And as a side note, some of those little Starlink satellites got hit by a solar flare after they were ejected from the spacecraft,
I heard something
and crashed
about
back
that.
into the Earth. So that happens, and that's also an advantage of having thousands of them up there. If a few of them break, send a few more up. No big deal.
Yeah, your internet might get slow for a couple days, and then you throw another 1,000 of them up into the sky.
Right.
Well, back to your favorite Meta, the parent company of your beloved Facebook. But this is a story that you will like. Meta's threat to close down Facebook and Instagram in Europe backfires as EU leaders embrace shutdown. Life would be very good without.
Yes, this was hilarious. It's kind of like, we don't want to play by your rules. We'll just leave. Okay, great. Go home. We don't care. And it's like, wait a minute. That's millions of dollars out of our pockets.
Yeah.
So who knows? They're the dog that's all bark and no bite, I think.
Yes. And it says in the article, last night, Germany's new economy minister, Robert Habeck, told reporters during a meeting in Paris, after I was hacked, I have lived without Facebook and Twitter for 4 years, and life has been fantastic.
Yeah. It's like people may still be mad at me, but I don't have to read their threats or their terrible stuff.
Especially for politicians or people involved in politics. I could imagine the benefits of avoiding it. So, so many different countries and all these different services and these ongoing battles. There's something I didn't even put a link in about Danish dating apps and Apple where they can use third party, but Apple's still taking their cut. I mean, I could not imagine being one of these massive international companies and trying to navigate all of the different just lawsuits and policies and everything for each country. And then even within that, states, like in the United States, where they try to make these different policies in different states. No, thank you.
Well, maybe we need a one world government. What could go wrong?
There we go.
What could go wrong?
Let's do it. And in some sad one backup is none backup news, factory contamination ruins 6.5 million with an M terabytes with a T of flash storage.
Yeah. Now, this isn't loss in data.
No.
It's loss in hardware that can store data. So what exactly was the contamination? I was looking at that, and I did not see any specifics, but Western Digital and Kioxia cut production at 2 plants in Japan after contamination was discovered in raw materials. So the quality of the raw materials just were not there, which will likely lead to price hikes and future strain on the already taxed supply chain. So get those drives now.
Yes. So luckily I've got stacks and stacks of drives and all kinds of storage on my desk here. So we might see some impact on that over time. And again, flash storage is used, SSD drives, but also phones, tablets, Apple Watches, everything is using flash style storage now. So
we were just talking about my field monitor that I recently picked up.
Yeah.
And it's got some type of little flash storage in there to save the settings.
Yeah.
So everything you use has a little bit of memory in it. So
yes, much like the chip shortage. And I was looking at the Land Rover site earlier today at vehicles on there. Not at all for me, but somebody I know recently acquired a Land Rover, and I was just curious, what do they even go for because that is out of my wheelhouse. But they had a note on there saying some features may not be available in our vehicles due to the chip shortage. So
yeah, it's stuff like, probably not this egregious, but powered windows or outside temperature sensors or stuff like that.
Heated side mirrors. And
yes. I'm sure the windows would still be powered,
heated roof rack.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having to ration the features on your Land Rover, so it's gotten real, folks.
You know what? Somebody needs to come out. I suppose it would be similar to an FMPG, I believe, a programmable chip that's just a blank chip.
Yes.
And then manufacturers could flash it to be whatever it wants.
Whatever they needed.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, our bonus odd take of the week is a website I found, and I just find this stuff fascinating, but it is the Best Illusion of the Year contest found at illusionoftheyear.com, and they have the top 10 finalists in the 2021 contest, but they also have previous years going all the way back to 2005, and they also have some top-rated ones and some other stuff there. But the one that I had seen that led me to the site is this changing room illusion, where you watch this video, and I'm sitting there looking at it, 90% attention. And then after it gets over, it says, now look back and see if you notice the room changing. And through the video, almost everything in the room changed, but I didn't even notice watching it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh yeah.
There's one that I have not watched yet called Crocs and Socks, which the name of Dave's memoir.
Yes. My dad bod and my Crocs and Socks.
Yes, Crocs and Socks. But really fascinating. I mean, illusions. As a kid, I remember the books in the library with the different illusions, and it's always intrigued me. So I thought I would share this one, and I'm hoping maybe I'll sit down with Isla at some point and watch through some of these and see if it intrigues her at all.
I still remember that illusion where my dad said he was going to go to the store to pick up something and be right back. He's still not back. So man, what
an illusion.
He's a great hider.
Oh. I don't even know how I segue from that one, but it is time for our picks of the week. You stumped me.
Speaking of old things like my heartache, I stumbled across this the other day. It's called oldgameshelf.com.
Yes.
And we've talked about some of these in the past. Archive.org, which has the Wayback Machine and all that stuff, has just a treasure trove of different digital items from the past that you can peer into, whether it be old websites or old programs or old artwork, like bitmap artwork from original computers and stuff. Well, oldgameshelf.com has a list of retro games, kind of like in the NES era of retro 8-bit games that you can just click on and play in your browser. And it's super simple and it's very well organized. And so I'm a big fan of Nintendo's Excite Bike for the original NES. And I actually have played it recently because I have a Nintendo Switch and I can play it there. And I have the NES Classic little device. It's on there. So it's a wonderful game. So I'm going to simply click on it here in my browser. It opens up the web page. There's like a play icon. You hit play. Oh, I hear the music coming through. Okay, so I could go on and either play with the controls on my keyboard. I do not know if you can hook up an external joystick controller. That would be something. But you can easily use your keyboard to do the A and B button and your direction arrows to go up, down, left, right, etc. It's just amazing. All kinds of games. There's the editor's picks at top, and they all look to be NES games. The ones that are top played, I played Pac-Man the other day. It was fun. So they're just a bunch of NES ROMs, it looks like, that you can just go through and play for free.
Nice. And I'm guessing that you have your ad blocker turned on for the site because it prompted me to turn off my ad blocker. And when I did that, it has an insane amount of ads that overwhelm you. From sites that I have recently visited and other things here.
Well, I am happy to report that if you do have an ad blocker, it is clean.
Yes.
and easy to navigate. So my bad for not previewing this website with the ad blocker off. But my question would be, why aren't you running an ad blocker, everybody out there in the world?
True.
So even though there may be ads, the games are still fun to play.
Yeah, no, there's some...
they're free to play.
Oh, great memories. Kung Fu. I had the original NES as a kid, and this is quickly bringing back... I did play a little bit of Adventure Island earlier when I saw the link, but Double Dribble...
You can even play
Tecmo
Flappy
Super
Bird
Bowl.
on here.
Yeah, Flappy Bird. Very nice. Oh,
An
man.
unofficial NES port.
Yes.
Because, of course, the NES existed long before Flappy Bird. So.
Yes. But no, that is a very cool pick. Well, my pick, equally as exciting, is the Cosyland 8-inch Rainfall Showerhead with handheld combo high pressure, 9 settings with 11-inch extension arm, 60-inch hose, stainless steel with chrome finish bath showerhead, height angle adjustable chrome.
So this is a removable shower head, it sounds like.
It is. I believe I have finally found the ideal shower head. Now, I'm picky on my shower heads as a taller gent. There's been many a shower where it'll hit my shoulders, and then I, have to sit down to wash my hair, which there isn't much to wash. But I've tried several shower heads. I do also like to have the removable shower head and having that functionality. But this also has the raindrop function where it's the square, where it's a rain mode.
So it's like you're standing out in the rain.
Yes.
Like everybody loves to do.
Yes, indeed. At least it's warm rain, and you probably aren't wearing a lot of clothes that are going to get wet for most people in the shower. But I'm going to send you over a picture of this, Dave. And I know this isn't, technology, but I did purchase it on Amazon. But we tried 3 or 4 different shower heads, and this one just had everything I was looking for. And it comes with all kinds of good stuff in there. It comes with a little loofah, some plumber's tape.
Flats plumber's tape.
Yes. Okay. But this is just a wonderful combo shower head. And you can adjust everything, the angles. You can, there's a lever for how much you want on the rainfall. And then you mount the handheld part on the wall. So then that's giving you more pressure. But man, I can tell you that while I am using previous pick of the week, the one that you bought me, that little MagSafe disc that goes on the wall in the shower, put my phone on that, get my podcast playing, and I take amazing showers every morning with this device.
Well, here's some questions I have for you.
Yes.
Can you both turn on the shower and the handheld portion at the same time?
Yes. You can do it halfway, which is what I do.
Wow.
Yes.
So you could strategically place the handheld portion in its little cradle, and you could have rain from the side and from above.
Yes.
Or I suppose if you're adventurous, from the bottom. But it might
if
make
you're
a mess.
adventurous, yes. But I have been fortunate enough. I've got a friend that has an amazing, walk-in shower with kind of the wall stuff, and then I've stayed at a couple places that have that, where you get, this is kind of the poor man's version of the built-in, full rain roof with 200 pounds of water pressure coming at you from 30, like a car wash. There are showers out there that are basically a car wash that you could just walk through and you'd be clean.
You're like, I was in Mexico one time and experienced a hurricane. I want to do that every day when I shower.
Yes, exactly. So this does have 4.5 stars on 2,967 ratings. Dave, what would you pay? And I hope you saw in the photo, you do get some of those little adhesive wall hooks.
Of course.
The plumber's tape, the loofah. It's a complete set here.
Does the lady come with it? That's in the
she
picture?
does not, but the handheld does have 9 spray patterns as well, so you can adjust that from your pause water save. They count having it off as one of the men. That's a stretch.
My car has I can put it in drive, park and off.
Wow, that is great. Yeah, so it's got the power massage, the spray, the misty on the handheld. But yes,
wow.
Dave, what would you say?
This is just so much. Well, I will say that I have 2 of the handheld thing that go up above, or you can take it off. And I got them from Costco. And I think they were in the $45 to $50 range, which was a pretty good price for that. This having the rain function, and let's not forget the plumber's tape.
Yes.
That stuff's got to cost about 75 cents a roll. And then the loofah, man, and I also have to say that is not a real loofah.
Yes.
My eldest brother, he grows loofah plants and sells them as actual loofahs. So
we need to get him on the podcast.
Yeah, hit me up if you want a real loofah, none of this nylon garbage plastic crap. But so I've stalled long enough. I'm going to go in and say that this is a $75 item. That's what I'm going to say.
And you would expect to pay that much, but it is currently $53.99 with an extra 11% off when you apply the coupon.
Yeah, it's that cheap loofah as well. The discounts.
Where they're saving the money. So $44 somewhere in there, you can get this. It was really easy to install. They have some of the most thorough instructions I have ever seen. They do have, and not even pictured, I forgot to tell you, they have some inserts if you really want to go for the water saving feature, which I said, nope, I want the water pressure.
I give it all to me.
Yes. But
I don't care if my water bill's $1 billion.
Well, and I just noticed, I might have to get a new one. They have both an 8-inch and a 10-inch model.
Oh, did you get the 8? Did you go cheap and get the 8-inch?
Oh, no. Scrap it all.
Throw it all away.
Delete the podcast. Let's start over, because I might have to get the new one and do that. I'm frantically looking. I did get the 8-inch. Could have gone 10-inch. But I will say, hey, I think the 8-inch is going to be plenty good. I've really been enjoying this.
Now, you could spring for a second one and get a little divider at the top and then run both of them. And then you have 4 handhelds and 2 rain canopies. Man, imagine the possibilities.
Yes. Well, maybe next time I will be recommending 2 Cosyland 8-inch high-pressure Rainfall for Showerhead handheld combos.
Wow.
Or however you say that thing.
That's a pick.
Yes.
And again, I don't think that the lady and the equipment are to scale in this photo, but I bet it's. I think I'm just gonna have to come over and try it out.
Yes, come over. Any of our listeners, schedule a time. Maybe like the Swimply, where you can rent out a swimming pool. I will rent out our very nice shower.
Would it be awkward if I just showed up with a towel around my waist and my hairnet and my rubber ducky, and I knock on the door and Chelsea's like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, "I'm here for the shower."
I heard about the shower on the podcast. So there'll be a line at the door to come try out our shower head. But no, it is very nice. And we've had it in there several months now. And I have no complaints on this one, which the plethora of other shower heads I have tried, there's always been something that just wasn't right. This has got it all.
Well, I don't want to get too far in the weeds or too intimate, but my wife is shorter than I am.
Yes.
And there's always a battle. I go into the shower and it's tilted way down and I have to tilt it way up. And one of these days I know it's just going to lose its tiltiness because we just battle it out. So maybe with something like this rain thing, it wouldn't be I could have both.
Yes.
I could have the handheld low.
Yeah.
And I could have the rain thing, and we would never have to have this song and dance of tilting the shower head up and down.
I like it. It sounds like a plan. Well, with that, 25 minutes of shower head talk.
Yes.
Every person has been just listening with bated ear.
Well, you know
breath,
what?
Bated
of
ear.
all the things we talk about, hopefully every one of our listeners showers regularly. So this is relevant.
Yes, or at least occasionally.
Yeah, or
most
at least
people shower.
Or at least they did it once in their life, maybe in gym class.
Yes, they've got fond memories. We're bringing back fond memories of high school gym class and all the joys therein. Yes. Oh, sorry for that. But yes, we tried to talk about things that are relatable, technology that's relatable, and sometimes our picks go a little bit off, but hey, you can buy it on Amazon, so you're buying it on the internet, which is technology, and I don't have to excuse away my picks for you all.
Yeah, not at all. And it is technology because the alternative is getting in a river.
Yeah, well, that's true. I'm saving you from getting in a river to cleanse yourself. We've come a long way, folks, in this civilization. And with that, we are long overdue to wrap up this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Share it with a friend, share it with a foe, so that you all can get out there and tech better.
We really need to get on that share it with an enemy thing. I mean, if someone just hates our podcast.
You want to be annoyed every week talking about technology? Tune into Not Nerd. Yes, and that's a good reminder. One backup is none backup.
That is true.
I
didn't know if you wanted me to do the ad or not.
Do you want to do it? Do it.
Just extra editing.